Offensively, you got
Yeah.
3 stops, and then they started rolling. Was it something they did, something you didn't adjust to, or something that you guys didn't do?
Probably a little bit all of those, we, for whatever the reason, I don't know if fatigue set in a little bit for our guys, or schematically they were just, they're a little ahead of us on those plays, but we got to be better than that. At the end of the day, we know what to do, we know how to execute, and we got to be better. We got to finish games stronger, and we got to hold up our end of the stick.
Did it look like there was just a lack of energy a little on some of those running plays, like from the second quarter on? It seemed like there were some missed tackles.
Yeah, I think, we were trying to, really get a beat on whether they were passing or not, and get into some calls that maybe structurally weren't the best versus the run at times, just because we were trying to eliminate the pass game. At the end of the day, though, I got to call a better game, and they got to execute at a better level, at a higher level. Yeah.
Did those penalties in the second quarter, how much did that sap momentum out of the defense?
I don't know if it's sap momentum. It's just unacceptable. And our guys know that. I think we pride ourselves on being disciplined and not giving anything away. And obviously, when you have unnecessary penalties like that, it hurts. And it especially when it's critical third downs. When we're getting them off the field. I mean, that's when points are involved. So we got to be better regarding that.
At this point, what do you do for that when you have been a highly penalized team and it's still happening? And we know that you've attempted to do something. What do you do now?
Just keep working at it. Keep making the emphasis on it. It's something that it's unfortunate and it's a little disappointing because of the players that we have are very conscientious, and I know, for example, that's not in his character at all. To do something like that and get a late hit. So it's just something we got to be more conscientious of, continue to emphasize, and hopefully we remedy it that way.
It seems like there's been kind of a tendency in these games when you take a lead to kind of let off the gas pedal a little bit. What do you tell the guys when you see that kind of continually happening?
Right.
Do you yell at them? How do you respond in those situations?
Yeah, it's just something we got to continue to emphasize. I think you make a great point that it's almost like a bit of sigh of relief when we start to get a lead and get into a situation where we're, I don't know if we're dominating, but we're in a position that we're definitely in control. Maybe it's part of the maturation process of this team. We got to find a way that we just keep when the pedal's on and we're being successful at what we're doing, just to keep going and to really try to bury teams.
Mm-hmm. How much is Eric Hendricks really kind of the safety gap for this defense? I don't even know. I think he had 16 tackles today.
Phenomenal football player. I was just talking to our guys about that. He's a guy that if he's not in that Buckus Lombardi conversation, then there's something wrong with the system. He's a guy that he shows up every Saturday. He shows up every day. He's a guy that just he's devoted to his craft and he works his butt off on a daily basis, on the field, off the field. He's the complete package. He's the type of kid that I got into coaching for. Really, he's an absolute stud.
How much has youth and kind of inexperience shown, I guess, in some of these games, especially when you are letting off the gas pedal penalty?
Maybe a little bit, and these are all just amazing coaching opportunities, for our team, for our defense, and it's stuff that these young players that are getting a ton of playing time right now can hopefully reflect on and grow from.
How do you maybe foster more of like a killer instinct at the end of games, especially at this point in the season?
It's just something we got to continue to emphasize, Got to continue to emphasize, and I think our guys are starting to identify it. I think that's probably the first step to resolving it. And that we're not finishing the way we should finish. So it's something that I know our guys, because of their commitment to this game and to this team, they'll get it fixed.
How much did you see the defense kind of lock down on those 2 overtime possessions for Colorado?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta find a way to win at the end, and for them to play as well as they did in the overtime periods and to come up with some big stops and force field goals. I was extremely proud of them.
Yeah. How tough is that to go 2 series in a row to play defense. How do you get them mentally prepared for that? Because
Right.
that's not the way football works.
Right. I mean, it's the reality of the situation. So you just go. You understand the fact that obviously we're fatigued, but at the same time, their offense is just on the field, so they're fatigued as well. So, I thought they did a great job of responding to it, especially the fact that was our first overtime opportunity. Now it's something that we've practiced multiple times. So hopefully that was a big part of their success in it. But they handled it like champions. We did win, right? I'm just making sure. The line of questioning.
We'll have to
Just
check
make
on
sure
that.
we won.
We'll have to check on that, but.
Okay.